Maybe it's been a long time since we filmed together.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, I'm kind of getting nervous a little bit.
You are my first guest. Welcome, guest number 1.
Thank you for having me, everyone. Sorry, it's just me.
Do you know what the mission of this video series is?
Gratitude. Oh.
Say that again.
Gratitude.
Brandon has a very loud indoor voice.
It can't help it. Right?
You were supposed to match your hair with me.
Oh, I'm just tired.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's Brandon's birthday today. How old are you now?
35.
So my mission for this video series is to help you live with an attitude of gratitude, right? And that's why gratitude has 2 T's, because it's the baby product of those 2 words, attitude and gratitude. So that no matter the situation that you're in, there's always a reason to be joyful, right? No matter the circumstance. I thought it'd be fun to start out, and this is something that I want to do with all my guests. Maybe we can share... I mean, this doesn't really apply with you, because my first question was going to be, what's our relationship? How do we know each other?
But Jen fell madly in love with me at first sight.
This is Brandon's story. It still makes me roll my eyes.
It was very reflex there.
How about we share a favorite memory? I know we have so many, so instead of maybe like the most favorite, like whatever comes to mind. Okay.
Of what? Of our
Just
lives?
between us.
Oh, of each other?
Yeah, with each other. Something that we share.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about I'll start. Is that okay?
That would be awesome.
Awesome.
I think that's a baby of wonderful and awesome.
Oh, I think just going with this whole birthday tradition, your birthday tradition that I talked about recently. So in last week's gratitude newsletter, my gratitude number 1 was my new Airpods. And how every year on your birthday, I get a present. Because 2 years ago, no, actually it happened before. This guy, oh my gosh, when we were dating, you used to live so far from me. You would always complain that I lived so far from you. It was like a 50-minute drive, right? One time you drove to where I lived on your birthday and you brought me flowers. You picked me up and you brought me flowers, and it was such a big deal.
Yeah,
do you
I was
remember
a nice
that?
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, you were really like a schmoozy boyfriend.
A schmoozy? What the?
Well, I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, you were really trying to woo me. That's the memory that comes to mind. And then 2 years ago, right before we left Korea, I went into the Apple store to get you AirPods. And I think, was that the year that they came out?
Oh yeah, may have been the year that they came out.
It was fairly new. You were kind of on the fence, and at the last minute you decided that you wanted AirPods. So I went to the Apple store, and then you're like, just get one for yourself too. I'm like, oh, I don't want it. I don't need it.
No, I think you were like, but I really want one now.
No.
You definitely were
Okay,
saying
I got there, but at first I'm like, I don't need it. Like, I was so happy with my Bose headphones, and then I walked in, and I would say that was one of my more impulsive moments where I walked out.
Oh, that's true. I did say, like, just get it. Because you did say you wanted it, but you're like,
No. I said... No, I didn't say I wanted it. I was like, oh my gosh, you're gonna make me want it.
Oh,
because whenever you get stuff, like
true.
you use the crap out of it, and then you make me want it too. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is an anticipatory thing. Because we were gonna be on the move, right?
That's true.
And I remember you being in the car when I ran into the Apple store, and then I walked out with 2 pairs. So anyway, long story short, yeah, we just ordered the AirPod Pros for me, and we're just laughing about how I get a present on your birthday every year.
I love how she's highlighting that to re-emphasize.
Well, no, I mean, I already got my present, so it's not like I'm trying to schmooze you right now.
I understand, but it's funny because you grew up, with 2 birthdays. That's a story for a different day, yeah. But ultimately, she grew up celebrating her birthday all month long with all of her friends, all of her family. And there's yet another way to keep that tradition alive.
November is my favorite month.
Happy birthday, babe.
Thank you.
Yes.
What about you? It's your turn to share a memory.
One of my favorite memories, we had like this morning tradition where we would go to the coffee shop, and I think we'd get coffee and like the paninis. I forgot it was bulgogi panini. I don't even like bulgogi as like a...
Me neither.
As a meat in general, it's kind of too sweet for me.
Same.
But that panini was bomb. It was so good. I kind of really want one now.
That was fun. We'd be at the coffee shop, and then we'd have coffee and eat that, and then you'd go to work and I'd go to work. And that was when you had a motorcycle too, so you would like carry your helmet around, and you would just like that is so strange to imagine you on a bike.
That's right.
That's so crazy.
I'm not allowed to have a bike anymore.
Oh yeah, I never even got on his bike when he had it.
That's right. I'm grateful for you and our paninis at the coffee shop, babe.
That is a great memory.
Those were fun.
And I remember you saying like, oh, I always wanted to, you know, like have like a morning tradition when I get married later with my wife.
Oh, did I say that?
You did.
Oh, we don't have. We kind of do.
Yeah, when you
I get up before. Oh yeah, and I get up before so we don't, you know, step on each other's toes going to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Before we move to the journaling portion, why don't we share one thing that we appreciate about each other or our relationship?
I think the thing that immediately comes to mind is most recently we agreed to reconvene after a fight and talk about one way we need support and then check in again a month later. I could tell it wasn't easy for you, but you were able to share what you wanted. And so even though the fight was about, you know, how much the dishes bothered you and, you know, in general, you probably could have gone and said, you know, that I should
do the dishes.
Yeah, I suggest that I do the dishes or whatever it was. In the end, I think you discovered what the root cause was, and that was that you needed the space, and made sense.
I'm smiling right now because the first episode that I filmed, I was talking about how, like, my affirmation for the day was, I radiate beauty, charm, and grace. Like, that's what I want to hold on to because I don't want to be so cranky, and I know what I'm like when I'm cranky. And I was, like, talking about how you explicitly pointed out that I haven't been very fun to be around. But his actual words were, you're kind of miserable to be around. And then, like, I, like, broke down telling you, like, I'm just so frustrated about, like, the dishes. Why are there so many dishes?
Yeah, you were talking about the dishes, and I'm like...
And I was so frustrated because I didn't know why it was bothering me so much. And then after, like, a day of thinking about it for myself, like you just mentioned, I had been needing space. And, like, we got into a really nice rhythm because, you know, Brandon, like, he has a little office set up at the gym. And so for, like, a few weeks, he was going out to work and then coming home at the end of the day. And I would be so excited to see him, and I'd want to make him dinner and hear about his day. And then the last 2 weeks, we've been working from home. So we were, like, constantly around each other. And I didn't realize that that was starting to, like, pile up for me, but I wasn't able to put my finger on it. And I actually had a lot of anxiety before having that conversation with you because I thought the solution was propose a plan where you could help me clean up a little bit. But I knew, like, that was just symptomatic and that wasn't the issue. You did receive me very well too.
Yeah, but I'm grateful in that, in general, I mean, that's a breakthrough for you. I've always asked you to, like, hey, if you need time to process, come back to me with what you're thinking. And this was one of not that many times where you figured out what the root cause was. You told me in a way that was like, I would like this, please. And then I was like, oh, I mean, I could do that for you, but here are my challenges, which weren't that challenging for you to support. And so it ended up being a good negotiation where you're happy to, you know, just help me pack food to go and
yeah, because what I asked was, I said, hey, I feel kind of selfish asking this, but I would really like for you to work outside of the home.
Yeah. So that's my thing. I thought that was very cool, and I'm excited to see what comes of it. How about you? What do you love about me?
I think the thing that kept coming up that I was smiling about is, you know, I think I wrote in your birthday card this year about how, like, thankful I am of how hard you've been working to provide for our family and, you know, for us to, like, have a life here on Maui. One of the things that I always appreciate is I feel like whenever you come home with, like, a paycheck, you always give it to me. And, you know, the crazy thing is, and this is one of the things I really like about you too, is I know you appreciate having nice things. And you've, like, never made me feel bad if I liked something that was, you know, more expensive or whatever. And because I know you appreciate it too. And I didn't realize it until we moved to Hawaii, but, like, you're actually a minimalist. Like, a minimalist in the sense where you don't need a lot of things. I feel like in Korea, it'd be like, oh, you like it, babe, just get it. And I feel like now that we're here, I have noticed that you're definitely more willing to spend on experiences and doing things with friends and doing things for other people, one. But, like, for you, it's like, I haven't seen you shop. I haven't seen you, like, just indulge and buy things. And just leading up to your birthday, I remember asking you, like, hey, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for your birthday? First, he wanted, like, a game controller. And I was like, babe, like, I want you to have something nice. You never buy anything. And then when he finally decided that he wanted something, I'm like, yes. Like, I remember you asking me like, hey, is it okay if I buy this? And even when it comes to like other random things, like I really appreciate how like you're providing for our family, but every time you buy something, you always check with me. I feel so honored that you would ask me that. I'm always like, babe, just get it. You deserve it. You deserve it. And you're like, I don't deserve anything. You always say that. I'm like, babe, just get it. Just get it. And here I am like, I don't necessarily always ask you. And I think I also appreciate like how much you trust me about like the things that I purchase too. I feel like you have acknowledged, or like you are aware that I am very deliberate about the things that I want to buy or that I do buy. And even when I guilt myself about it, like you help me out of that.
Yeah.
That's something you have always done, I think. It's always like, here's what I made for us, and then it's like, is it okay if I buy that? And I just think it's so precious to me. Okay. Did you know that I felt this way?
No, I did not. And my responses are kind of funny. Like I do think that's fun to, when I hear this kind of stuff from you, like, oh, I guess I don't realize I have an almost automated response to certain things. You know, like now, these days you've been talking about how, kind of almost making fun of me about how whenever I'm really sure about something, I'm like,
1,000%.
Oh, 1,000%.
So I'll be like, what's the percentage? If he just says yeah, I'm like, wait, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that.
1,000.
1,000%. I'm like, just get it, babe. Like, you never shop. Just get it. You deserve it. Treat yourself. And you're like, I don't deserve anything.
I can like see myself saying that, but like I can't recall a single moment when I said that.
It's so funny. It's like, this is you being really technical.
So funny, yeah.
We don't deserve anything. We don't deserve anything. Like, that's like such a thing you would say.
It's the attitude of gratitude, people.
Why don't we grab our 5-minute journals and then we'll do a little journaling exercise together. Do you want to show everyone the poor man's 5-minute journal? Okay, when did I make this for you? I don't even remember.
I don't know.
Oh, you know why? I think I wanted to get into a routine with you where we fill it out together in the evenings and then we share about our day before we go to bed or something like that.
Oh, is that what we're going to do?
But it never happened. We're going to write 3 things that we're each grateful for, what we're going to do to make the day great, and then a daily affirmation. Why don't you go first? You share one, I share one, you share one, I share one.
Oh, okay. This Bluetooth keyboard that's right here.
Oh.
So I got another one for the office and one for home because I didn't want to lug around keyboards. And I have an Apple one, but that one's really expensive. And so on Amazon, this one was like $30. I really like the way it feels. Like I look forward to I look forward to journaling or writing on this thing because it just gives me that nice little clickety clackety feel and noise that just makes me feel like I'm like really plugging away.
Do you love it?
I do love it.
Like, what's the percentage of love?
1,000% of love.
Thank you. I almost didn't understand. I wrote, I'm grateful for you being my first guest on this video series I'm so excited about. I think about it all the time.
Oh, that's great.
What's your next one?
The fact that I'm like kind of getting, not kind of, I'm definitely getting paid to learn.
What do you mean by that?
Well, so right now, I mean, I've sort of, I don't even know what kind of business it is, but I have my own sort of business where I'm doing sort of digital marketing / consulting for the CrossFit gym that I'm a part of. And I know a lot of things conceptually, but they hired me as, they're my client, and I get to do a lot of stuff and learn. It's been really exciting. And I want to keep living this kind of life.
My second one was yoga with friends. And I say that because you always ask me, like, how was yoga? How was yoga? And today was really fun. I was supposed to come home by 11 to film with you at 11:30.
Oh, yeah.
But there were so many friends at the studio. I was just, like, chatting it up with everyone. And they all knew it was your birthday. And, like, I was in a rush. But, like, I couldn't leave. And I was just, like, kept talking to people. And what's funny is initially when I started yoga, I liked it because, I mean, it's right next door to CrossFit pretty much. And at CrossFit, when we go there, it's like, if I go there without you, it's like, oh, where's Brandon? You know, it's like the big social aspect of it. Funny enough, I thought when I started yoga, it would be my little oasis. Like when I don't feel like interacting with people, I'm just going to go to my yoga class, just do my own thing and leave. Yeah. But it so is not that place for me. Oh. It's like...
Yeah, it's kind of your new social...
Yeah.
But you enjoy that there.
I do. I love it. And I'm always like, oh, I'm not that extroverted. And then I'm like full-blown extrovert at the yoga.
She's got like a full-on study group going at coffee shops.
I'm like, you guys, I gotta go. It's my husband's birthday. And then like I move 2 inches and like there's someone else I have to talk to. So yeah, yoga with friends.
Very cool. Very cool.
What's yours?
My last one was playing volleyball. My knee's been really bugging me. I kind of aggravated it. Well, an old injury. And it was really sad because I was coming off a day when I was playing really well.
Oh yeah, he came home and he was like, babe, I was so good today. Like, how good? Were you really good? Oh, 1,000%.
I didn't say that, but I was pretty much 1,000% good.
Yeah, you told me all day, babe, I was really good today.
You're forgetting that I hugged you because I wanted to hug myself.
Oh, yeah, he kept hugging me like, I'm just gonna pretend I'm hugging myself. I was so good at volleyball today, so I was just getting all these hugs. Like,
no, but it was a really satisfying day because my passing was on. I was getting a lot of kills, and we both benefited from those hugs. Yeah, shortly after that, I aggravated my knee, and then I couldn't play for several of the volleyball engagements, and so today kind of went out. And even though I don't have my full jumping capacity. Some volleyball is better than no volleyball, and it was on my birthday and I really wanted to, so I'm very happy that I got to go.
I'm happy you got to go too. Yeah, Saturdays are awesome because I drop you off at volleyball and then I go to yoga, and when we come home it's like, how was yoga? How was volleyball?
That's true.
So fun for us.
Yeah, it's so great.
My last one was eating the delicious breakfast with you when I got back from yoga.
Oh.
I made you breakfast. I made me breakfast.
That was really good.
Yeah, it's a meal that I just look forward to all the time. It almost feels like I'm at a buffet because it's like an assortment of all these different things.
May I also say that I'm very grateful for you, how excited you are about creating this stuff.
Like, you mean this video?
Yeah, this video, this series, it's been building in a lot of ways, and it just feels right in a lot of ways as well.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm excited to see what will come of it, but I'm just happy to see you on fire for something.
I'm so excited that I'm excited about making something on YouTube again.
Yeah.
What are you going to do to make today great? Why don't you just fire off 3 and I'll fire off 9?
Okay. Yeah, because the exchange is taking a bit of time, isn't it?
Because I just can't want to keep talking to you and asking you more.
I think number 1 is actually try to relax.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like the temptation right now. Even this morning I've been checking emails and like actually I fired off a lot of emails and did a lot of work this morning. I've been starting to feel like I should probably, just for the sake of long-term success, try to take a day. You know, because I mean it's not uncommon right now to like work until like 9 or 10 at night.
Because you actually like it.
Because I actually like it, yeah, exactly. So it doesn't feel like work, but it is work, and I want to make sure that I still am recovered and fresh, and definitely try to use this day as an excuse to relax. Awesome. So that's one. I want to have fun with you. Yeah. We're going to go eat sushi later. I'm really excited for the sushi, and I feel like we haven't really connected and hung out in a while.
We haven't hung out and gone on date night.
Yeah.
Like, we're together.
Yeah, but we never really hang out. Even when we eat these days, we're like watching our own shows.
Yeah, because that's like my Netflix time. That's your Netflix time. And as soon as we're done eating, we're both back to work.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a big one for me. And then I think it's really nice, you know, some people who are messaging me, I don't even know how they know it's my birthday. I mean, I guess Facebook. It's been nice connecting with people, using that as an excuse to connect with people. So as I respond, I'll, maybe try to find out how they're doing. And
So for me, number 1 was enjoying Sushi Paradise. Our friend Rachel recommended this restaurant to us. We're like, yeah, we'll save it for a special occasion. And she was here like 2 weeks ago. So I'm happy to finally try this place out. Apparently there's one chef. And so you do have to wait a little bit because everything is like prepared fresh and stuff. Number 2 is I really want to bake you the banana bread you love.
Ooh.
And then the third one was making you feel loved today.
Oh.
That would make today great.
Thank you.
And let's hear your daily affirmation before we close up.
My daily affirmation is, I am undeserving of all this, and therefore I am grateful. As I was coming back and thinking about what food I was going to eat, there's this guy I knew in Korea. He has a massive channel now. I mean, he does like food, best ever food review show. There was this one that I watched recently where he went into like the deep jungles of the Amazon and feasted with the locals there. And a lot of the times he'll eat the food and he'll describe it and stuff. And this was one of those times where I don't know that he was describing it ever. Like he couldn't find a way to describe it in a positive way. And it was like the, it's so funny because it was just cooked in a bunch of jungle stuff, and a majority of the food was the big larva type bugs that you just find in the the thing, and they spent a lot of time, like all day. Everybody was prepping it to cook it. And they come out and like everybody's eating these small portions with their hands, and he's like, oh. Like, I don't even know what he was saying, but it was just like, wow, he's not enjoying that. It just, that kind of stuff, like that and like Naked and Afraid, just reminds me of how difficult it is just to stay alive and live. When I think of all the amenities I have, air conditioning, living in paradise, being able to go and eat really healthy, delicious food all the time, I'm like, wow, I don't deserve this. I didn't do anything to earn all this, but I get to have it, and that's pretty awesome. I have been feeling that a lot these days, actually.
It's great, babe. Yeah. My affirmation today is, I add incredible value to others just by being me. And I was thinking about that today because, like, this video series, it's what I live for. It's connecting with people and appreciating all the awesome things that we have. And so I think that's why I'm so excited about this. I don't feel like I have to have it figured out, or I don't have to be anyone else other than me to sit here and have this conversation with you or anyone else that I hope will join me in this seat. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Love that.
So thank you so much for being my guest today.
Thank you for having me.
For those of you watching, I hope that you will take some time out to journal, or maybe you've done it already. Maybe you hit pause on this video and you filled it out yourself. And if you feel inclined to share what you've written down, we'd love to hear about it in the comment section down below. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week with my third guest. That's not Brandon.
Who is it? Is it a secret?
Secret.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.